What is hey, we're here. We're actually live now. And thank you, chat, for your patience. That's for Nathan and Heather and Dodie and Axel and Dead Kobe, Jedi Warrior, and everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. John,
and whoever said that I had to get a new microphone last week, you're welcome. I got it. Thanks for peer pressuring me. I hope
Kyle
I sound great.
has it sounds fantastic.
But that's beside the point. We're dropping the lead, as William Patrick Corgan always tells me. We're down here. Check that guy out with the hair and the coolness and the bruiser on his little eye there. That's Kerry Morton, future legend.
You know all of us, but Kerry Morton is here. Thanks for being here, Kerry.
Guys, thanks for allowing me on your platform.
Can you hear us? Is there a delay?
Yeah. Oh, do we have a little delay in the action right now? Can you guys hear me?
I think there is a delay. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I could hear us talking to you. It's weird.
Kerry's in Knoxville. They just got the internet 6 months ago.
Guys, I'm sorry about the delay, guys. I'm actually driving home from the event that just took place this weekend, which was great for great exposure for the National Wrestling Alliance, which is Starcast. So what a fun time it was there, and now I'm heading back home and getting ready for the big match that I have coming up.
I mean, you don't have to apologize. We know that you are, as a future legend, have to get the work in everywhere. You're on the road. You're kicking ass. You're taking names. You're winning over hearts and minds. So don't apologize for the fact that you were traveling all the time, because you're making a name for yourself and building that legacy right up there. But again, you know, I'm upset here because even with that bruise on your face, look how great this guy looks here. That's the future of the business right there. I'm never going to have that youth exuberance or talent. I'm jealous.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Kyle. I genuinely appreciate that.
Oh, that time there was no delay, huh? You put him over. He's like, hey.
That's weird how that works.
But yeah, number one contender for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. Currently, right now, Homicide is champion, but the man's defending the title everywhere and anywhere. And I don't even want to put this in the air because he'll find me and he might stab me in my sleep, or probably just right in my eye. So
You already don't include him in
champion.
You don't put him in the graphics.
No matter what happens, you are going to get a shot at the NWA Junior Heavyweight title come NWA 74. It's going to be Homicide unless something happens. And I got to tell you, that is a big mountain to overcome. What's your thoughts?
You know, as I said on the shows a few weeks ago on NWA USA and Power, I'm genuinely humbled. You know, that what a time this is. That 21-year-old me is getting a shot for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship of the world. I mean, what a moment. I would have never thought, if you would have asked me this a couple of years back, hey, man, do you think you would be wrestling Homicide at NWA 74 in St. Louis, Missouri? I would have laughed at you and said, no, there's no way at this point in career was I ready. But now I'm eager, and I think I'm ready to do the next step. And that next step is having that championship around my waist and going for the belts. So it's a humbling time right now. But once more, you know, you got to do the work, and the work is what I'm going to do.
I like it. I like it a lot.
You're getting lots of love. You're getting lots of love in the chat, Kerry, by the way. Pam in the chat says you're beautiful, by the way.
Well, Pam is just as beautiful. I know exactly what you're talking about. Polka dot Pam. Woo!
Yep, there you go. There you go. So are you hoping to get that match with Homicide? I mean, I know that the possibilities are endless. Lots of competition. You've been through everybody, but here this last season, you've been through some of the toughest competition in the NWA. So does Homicide feel like the natural progression for you?
As the few weeks have gone by, I've been doing my studying on Homicide, and I watch his up and downs, especially his bouts of Steve Corino, which which were just notorious for some of the best matches of the time. So I realized what I got cut out for me, and I'm hoping when it comes, August 27th, I get to step in the ring with Homicide. I know he's defending that title all over the country as we speak, but that's who I really, really, really look forward to just stepping in the ring with and getting that opportunity to go about with Homicide.
You mentioned Colby Corino there, and I'm always taken aback at how pretty much the NWA has such a generational aspect to it here. And obviously your father, a legend, Colby's father, a legend. I just got to ask, how come you ended up not being an asshole like him?
I don't really know how to answer that. Some people on the internet say I have an asshole personality, and so they are entitled to their opinion. Quite frankly, I came just trying to remain humble, as my dad was notoriously known for, as being humble. But now, as I start progressing in my wrestling career, getting humbled is not getting me real far in today's age. And I hate to say that, but sometimes you got to step on feet and step on toes to get to the next step. And wrestling people such as Colby Corino and him smack talking and talking his shit, I'm not afraid to put it down to him. And that's exactly what just happened. So, as my career follows on, I hope to remain humble and hope to remain eager as I am. But I don't know which way the direction is taking me just yet. So,
you cussed me out in Kearney when you were 9, so you've always been a prick.
I'm sure his father's the one that taught him the Kearney there too. But it's one of those things too where everybody's relationship with their family and their parents, especially with the father, is a little bit different in how they interact with it. And I'm kind of curious: is your father more of the guiding mentor, or is he sometimes give you some hard truth there? Like when it came into, Dad, I'm running in singles competition right now. There's a possibility I'm going to become an NWA champion in just a few short weeks. What's your father's take on that? Is it excitement? Is it apprehension? Like, don't get ahead of yourself. You haven't won the match yet. Like, what kind of parent is he before a wrestler? Like, what kind of dad is Ricky Morton in this situation?
I think it's everything that you just stated there, Kyle. Quite frankly, I mean, this opportunity is it's huge for my career, and he realizes that, and that's what he's all about. He's go get it, go for it. But just know that there's a few more years to come until you can get to that next spot, that next level of altitude. I talk with him all the time, and don't get me wrong, it's my dad, which also happens to be my business partner, which is it's different in this kind of perspective of business. But I've been talking to him in the car rides, going to attending shows, and I'm telling him, although I get this opportunity at the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship, and this is something I really, really, really want. I want to go on within the company. I want to go try new things too. I'm not afraid to one day step in the ring with people such as Nick Aldis or Trevor Murdoch for that heavyweight championship around their waist. So it's just a matter of time, I think, and that's what he's for. He said, go get it, go after it, but just know there's an opportunity out there that might not just be yours yet. And so don't get too ahead of yourself.
Well, let's go with the positive. Let's say you are victorious at NWA 74. You walk away the new NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. And here in the chat was just asked, would you be willing to defend that title anywhere and everywhere the same way Homicide is? If you
that also means beers on you at the bar at the Chicks.
Well, I absolutely will at that point. Yeah, geez. No, I really want to. As the shows have been on, I've been continuously booked on the independent scene almost every single weekend from the past at least 7 months as of right now. So and my winning streak is really far up there. I took a loss or two in between, but that's a part of this business. Some days you're going to win, some days you're going to lose. But I would happily defend my NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship if given the opportunity at any promotion that would want that under the NWA rules.
Josie there?
Mic on.
Uh-oh, can you? Hey, can you hear me?
I think you lost
sorry,
Gary.
no, I just had it on mute because I'm an idiot. So it's
he was tired of hearing you talk, Harry.
No,
Jeez,
just
start something here.
I was
Heel
no,
turn.
it was only because I was cursing at Danny Dealz for the disrespect. That's it. I've got nothing but love for Kerry.
Give him any disrespect. That's a true story I told you. It was at the Evansville Coliseum, little prick. And I gave you a DVD that night for nothing.
I remember that. I still have that DVD somewhere. And all the other merchandise you gave me. over the years.
Yeah.
I gave him a beer money shirt, and he got in trouble. He worked grade school.
I did. That's a true story. My dad called you like the next couple days. He's like, "What the hell were you thinking giving him that shirt?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I went to school. Hey, I didn't mean to get off topic.
I didn't think he went to school. Shit. You know?
I went to school. Hey, restate your question real quick, since I was muted and I had a really good response, but now train just went right out off the tracks.
Oh no, I didn't have a specific. I can't even remember what I was about to ask. So
I actually think Axel in the chat had a great question. If you need a moment to re-get your thoughts there, Gary. Axel's asking, Gary, had you wanted to be a pro wrestler, or was there another dream that you were thinking about maybe in your youth? I was actually thinking the exact same thing. You grow up in a household, you get acclimated to it. You just heard it. Danny Dealz, when you were a child, was giving you free merch that you were getting in trouble for wearing at school. That's not a typical lifestyle of people. So is it something that was ingrained with you, or was there a point where you're like, you know what I want to do? I want to be a carpenter. And then your dad's like, no son of mine is going to be a carpenter. Learn how to do a backflip.
No, that's funny. The best part about my family, too, is they're all very, very supportive of whatever decision you want to choose. You know, for instance, my sister's a makeup artist. And that was something that came out of the blue, and then she makes a sexport business. My other brothers and sisters sing country music and write country music for some famous musicians out there. And our family's so diverse in just the market industry and all that good stuff. So, but at the end of the day, pro wrestling was everything to me. That's why when the opportunity came when I was smaller, my parents got me into theater. And they got me into amateur wrestling, and they got me into acting classes or vocal classes or whatever at that point. I think kind of at the end of the day, get me ready for a stage such as this. So pro wrestling is everything to me at this point. And that's why, you know, when my theater contract had ended, when I did professional theater, I told my dad, I said, man, I think it's leading up to now. So now is the time that I can step into the ring and make my official debut as your son. And he loved the idea, and he jumped on it. He said, all right, let's get ready for it, and let's get you ready to show the world.
I love it. I love the background. I love the attitude. You've got the right outlook on things, and you've got the right people to put you in the direction. And, you know, win, lose, or draw, the sky's the limit for you. And I just want to let you know that we're all rooting for you, NWA 74. And don't tell Homicide. But if you become junior heavyweight champion, you know, that's a big freaking deal. And you have the opportunity to have a big freaking deal and do a lot more than most people ever get to do in their career. So
tell Homicide.
Hats off to you. I'm not going to pull it off, though, because my headphones are on. But still, hats off verbally. You're killing it, and in all the good ways.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
I'm a huge fan of theater kids. I'm a theater kid myself, so I appreciate that. I have to say, 2 points that, you know, I mean this with all due respect, is that theater kid versus Homicide doesn't sound too friendly to you, and your dad, you know, I love your dad, and I'm sure he's taught you a lot, but he was also just as famous for how good he was in the ring. He was just as famous for some of the beatings he took in the ring. So jeez. I'm just curious.
That's his legacy. It's like, if you really want to have the legacy of the Mortons, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you. I
don't think that you're Ricky Morton and you don't know. Yeah, I was about to say the Mortons have to know that that's part of it.
I have experienced one of those too many ass whoopings once before, especially growing up and just like when I first broke in right at the beginning of 2020. I got my ass kicked so many nights in a row, left and right. What's up?
2020 is when you broke in. Why are you so good at something with only a few years under your belt?
Because at 9 years old, he was practicing Code Reds with Chase Owens in the ring before we did a show.
So don't say I'm broken at 2020. Be like, I've been training since I was a fetus. You
like
that's man. Fair enough. I've been training since ever since my life. You know, my whole lifespan, I've been in the wrestling ring. But I officially made my debut in front of a live audience in 2020.
Wow.
And that's
Kyle, I'm telling you, brother was on the road when he was like 5. That's how long I've known him.
We talked a little bit about. We mentioned it a little bit, but in the chat, you know, the questions asked. I mean, how hard did you have to did you feel the extra pressure? Because a lot of sons of legends, you know, there's the good quality, there's the great ones, and then there's some that don't have as much success. So like, does it ever feel like that much more pressure for you?
Very much so. When you're told time and time again from the heroes that you looked up to, not outskirting my father, when you're told by Bret the Hitman Hart and Ric Flair and some other
You see those
extraordinary
names you just
Sorry.
dropped?
I was going to drop some more, but I had some more right in the top of my head. Like Harley Race even told me. Harley Race told me back in 2019, he told me, he said, your dad is one of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots in the business. And saying from guys like that to hear that stuff is just, wow, it's humbling. But then
and Danny Dealz telling you can have this if you watch my gimmick table, you little prick. See, that really did it for you.
Listen, the Dealz is not selling any more gimmicks unless Terry Morton's at the table now. I think that's how it's got to roll from here on out.
Come on, Daddy.
And there will be the opportunity because the Fan Fest at NWA 74 will have all sorts of talent there. NWA stars, past, present, maybe even future there available. And I can tell you, I'm hoping that Kerry's going to be one of the names on there because obviously Dealz needs to make some money off of you too.
One of our we're going to respect your time and let you go in a second, but I do want to honor that one of our normal co-hosts, Will, is not here, but there is a person on Twitch right now who says his name is not Hey It's Will. That's literally their name. It says 10 pounds of gold aside, and if you don't beat Homicide, any other titles? Do you have a title in the NWA that you just aspire to that you think would be awesome to hold?
Yes. Yeah. I think definitely the television championship reaches out to me a lot. When NWA started becoming back into a scene, there was names such as, I'm going to drop these names in the air, and there's names such as Ricky Starks and Zinky Dice, the people that were really went on to have really good careers so far and thus far. And you see these guys in the current day and age, and then you see the superstars in the wrestlers of the past, and you're talking about Tully Blanchard, a genius in the ring, a beautiful work of art, and held that championship. And then you think maybe one day that could be me. So that's on the goal list. And also, I mean, wouldn't it be cool to hold a tag team championship along with my father? I mean, that would be wild. That'd be crazy.
We've got that U.S. tag team title coming up as well there. So I'm just saying there's more opportunity for gold on the horizon if you will stay there.
But hey, as of night 2, is I'm not defending my championship with the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. The opportunity is given if I won. I think my dad and I maybe have a right to enter in that tournament.
No. It's the Ilbegon's getting those titles.
No.
Hey, let's not eye on the prize though. Focus on that junior title right now, and then let's play it by ear and see what happens. Because you can't have all the gold. That's just selfish.
I don't know. I'd say junior heavyweight or no.
What do you think, you're a Tyrus, TV champion, and try to be world champion? Come on.
I think I want to be a little selfish sometimes, but I can go for the mat. I'm trying to. I want to be one of the greatest one day. In order to do that, I have to go against some of those toughest challenges in the National Wrestling Alliance.
Well, just forget about the U.S. tag straps. He'll be gone. Don't worry.
Kerry Morton is inspiring, everybody. I love this guy. So this is good. Thank you, Kerry, for taking time on this car ride. And you've got somebody else driving over there, so I'm sure they're enjoying having to listen to one side of the conversation. And so
that's all it is.
Tell her we appreciate her. We appreciate you. And unless you guys have something else, we can let Kerry go for now. We're going to look forward to NWA 74 on August the 27th, night 1. He gets possibly. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if we know what day for sure. But
it could be night 2. We don't know.
It could be night 2.
Card subject to change.
Yeah, but he is the number 1 contender for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. That's what we're trying to say. And whoever that is at NWA 74, Kerry Morton's coming for you. So that's going to be awesome.
Could be Joe Galli.
Could potentially.
What you gonna do when Kerry Morton comes for you, brother?
Joe's gonna grill his ass up. Joey G.
That's right. I got my spatula ready.
By the way, I have my my Morton shirt in the other room there. I wanted to say, hey, I love that shit, and I'm glad that it ended up in my house. And I hope your dad forgets his luggage in places, and I can help him out and get free merch from him too again.
All right. Well, we are.
Guys, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kerry. You have a good rest of your evening and a good drive. Be safe.
Be safe, man. Thanks for coming on here.
All right, well, we're going to drop
Free
Kerry
wrestling
Horne for
t-shirts
now.
make the world go round. Everybody always remember that.
No grilling for Galli today.
I know.
That's interesting.
Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah,
I was 3 hours on the road. I was coming back from the beach.
That's what I did this weekend. So
Yeah?
anyway, let me.
That was your beach.
I just live there, so I don't really have to
I
commute
know.
that
You
hard.
don't have to go anywhere. Kyle could just. Why don't you
Across
guys
the street.
continue on? In 5 minutes, he could go away, and in 5 minutes, he could continue this podcast from the beach.
And I know not to wear AirPods into the ocean, so.
Kyle's not used to that. We have to
Oh,
drive.
Kyle,
for
it's August.
I
You
have
can
to
get
drive
drunk
for
again.
hours to go to the beach. I'm in South
Did have a drink
Carolina,
last
which
night.
is
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, time to do this. I watched a little bit of crappy horror movies. I thought of you.
all right.
All
Well,
right.
we got plenty of
Yeah.
other stuff to talk about, including all of NWA Power, especially Power episode this last week. All the stuff that's been going on with Nick Aldis and Billy Corgan and Tyrus and Trevor Murdoch. And anyway, we're gonna get to all that, but first, let's show you an ad for NWA 74 so you can get some more Kyle voice, and we'll be right back.
All right, little Kyle voice.
Wrestling at the Chase is back August 27th and 28th as the NWA returns to the historic Chase Park Plaza Hotel in St. Louis, Missouri for NWA 74. 2 nights of incredible action featuring title defenses from all the NWA champions. Plus, NWA wrestling legends will be in the Coruscant Ballroom for NWA's 74th anniversary extravaganza. Tickets are moving fast, so get yours now at NWATix.com. That's NWATix.com. The NWA, wrestling as it's meant to be.
Kyle was
Now
I got to
Outside
get you the
back.
updated one. There's an updated version of that.
Oh, I got to get the updated one then. Will in the chat saying, damn, if I'd known Kyle was going to have a good mic, I'd have joined tonight.
Does it
No
sound
ear
good?
bleeding.
I don't even know how it sounds.
He said no ear bleeding tonight, so I guess that's
Ooh.
a
He
I feel
bakes
bad
the
for all
pie.
those other times where he's just been suffering here with his constant ear bleeding.
I mean, it's better to be
That
bleeding from
sounds
your
like a
ears
problem.
than other holes in your body, so that's okay. Remember,
I don't want to bleed from anything, but I get your point, I think.
orifices. Isn't that just say the word orifice? It just sounds naughty.
Yeah.
Disease?
Sorry.
Ooh.
It's true.
I don't think that's how you say that.
I mean,
I have
English
that-
is hard enough. I can't.
I
learn
have
a
that
second
theory,
language.
and I have the theory that if you add ladies at the end of any sentence, it makes it creepier.
Okay,
Like,
you ready?
like
Orifices, ladies.
Yeah,
see?
that's gross.
Yeah, like even if you say like I got to go to the bathroom, ladies.
Ladies.
Well, if you say it like that,
I know that's what I'm saying. It makes everything creepier.
and
Just
if you
when
say
add
hello,
this.
ladies, that doesn't sound creepy. But if you do what you
Hey,
just
Will's not here tonight. Ladies.
that just sounds like they're all disappointed. Will's not
I
here.
know,
He's a
right, I
beefcake.
know, right?
You
I
know?
guess we could all change the
suggestive.
channel because we don't. There's no Will.
Yeah,
Andy.
it's also after 3 in the afternoon, so he's probably sleeping. That's
Uh,
not creepy, Pamela.
she says it's creepy. All right, so let's talk
Gary,
about.
you're going to get the show back on the road. You get us onto the right
Yeah,
track here.
come
We're
on.
going to
Yeah.
talk about power and
Your
everything.
show,
else.
Gary.
I'll
gonna
just
try
talk
it.
about this blood.
Joe
sport
Galli was like down to
reduce.
business over there during that whole interview, and then he's back. He's ready. He's ready to talk about the National Wrestling Alliance. I think one of the bigger stories in the NWA right now revolves around the world title situation, the controversy involving Nick Aldis, William Patrick Corgan, everything that's going on. This past week on Power, if you were watching, you got a clip from a radio interview. We talked a lot about, I think I read like most of what Billy Corgan said on Busted Open last week. But then there was this from Billy Corgan on a radio show here recently.
Now, Billy, I gotta ask you this. The title situation at NWA 74, you know, the one coming up August 27 and 28 from the Chase in St. Louis, all this has to shot. He's the #1 guy. He's in the main event. But then you go out there and tell the world, nope, ain't happening. Now it's Tyrus versus the champ Murdoch. Can you take us through that whole thought process?
Well, as I said recently on an edition of NWA Power, it's my responsibility as the president of the National Wrestling Alliance to present the absolute best product to the fans. The integrity of the belts is my #1 responsibility. So I'm very proud to present this main event in St. Louis. Trevor Murdoch, the champion, in his hometown, facing Tyrus, a behemoth. 6'8", 375 pounds. If that's not a marquee matchup, I don't know what is. But let's step aside for a second and talk about Nick Aldis. When I bought the NWA, I built this company around the broad shoulders of Nick Aldis. No one is more talented. No one is more highly paid. No one is more decorated in our locker room than Nick Aldis. But what that does is it creates an expectation in Nick Aldis's mind that he needs to be in every main event, no matter if he deserves it or not. Can you say he deserved this? Absolutely. He won the number one contendership, but then he went out there and he disparaged me and he disparaged the company. And for that alone, he has lost his opportunity, and I've given it to somebody more deserving. And look, it's pretty simple. It's about the credibility of the National Wrestling Alliance. That's what I'm here to protect and push forward. Trevor Murdoch, 6'7", 320 pounds, versus Tyrus, an international star on every level, in every quantifiable measure. So that is your main event for NWA 74.
That guy's got a good mic too.
Yeah. Well, he's professionally good at being on the mic, so I'd expect nothing less from William Patrick Corgan. So, I mean, a lot of the same stuff we've been hearing from Billy, his justification for what's going on with Nick Aldis. This past week, Nick Aldis did show up on Busted Open Radio. He had a lot to say on the situation. I got a few quotes from him here. Basically saying, I just liked the shout out to the marketing team for the NWA, just saying every week I'm besieged by the social media gurus, the marketing team of the NWA telling me engagement, everything's about engagement. I've said to them countless times I could film myself. I misspelled that, sorry. Dropping my pants and taking a shit, it'll go viral. That doesn't necessarily mean the engagement will lead to conversions. Nevertheless, I acquiesce. And you want some engagement? Okay, great. You want engagement? Here you go. And the first thing that happens is Billy Boo Boo Face gets his knickers in a twist and reacts the way he does. It was only proper. I should have used an English accent because I can't imagine anybody else saying those exact words. But nonetheless,
Billy Boo Boo Face gets his knickers in a twist.
There you go. He says, here's some things he won't tell you. My first year with the NWA, we're talking an entire year. We're talking the 10 Pounds of Gold series, traveling all over the world, 4 different continents. The entire time that I was doing that, do you know how much money I received from the NWA, from Lightning One Inc.? Try zero. Try zip. My earnings as a professional wrestler came from the promoters that wanted to book me because the fans wanted to see me defend the belt. I was working without a contract. I didn't do that because, or I'm sorry, I think I misplaced this. For him to say this is based on politics, I'm doing this based on evidence. I don't know what I did to these clips. I think I'm
just
missing
power
one.
Through.
I'm trying to power through. I'm trying to be honest. It's live. We're live.
You know, Nick Aldis is going to say you purposely did this, and that this is just somehow making it so that his voice is accurately heard. And then look at him though. Look how laptastic he is on that. You don't want to mess with that guy, Gary. He's going to kick your ass now.
Misquoted, you bastard. Yeah.
Well, what I was going to mention there, just to get the quote right, was he was talking about. Here's another thing he won't tell you. He says,
basically,
one of the most significant wrestling shows of the last decade. All in. He said, I'll be the first to admit I didn't sell the tickets, but by the time we got there, I was the match that everybody wanted to see. I had no contract. If I had been a politicker, do you not think I might have said, hey, brother, there's 11,000 people here. I'm in this match you guys came to see. I'm going to need a little cheddar because otherwise this doesn't work for me, brother. Do you not think I could have called Stamford, Connecticut and said, hey, I don't have a contract. Everything is riding on me for this moment that they want. He said, I didn't do that because I love this business. I respect this business. I'm a man of my word and I honor my bookings. I knew the most important thing was giving the people what they want because that's what a good promoter does. And every single time I laced up my boots, put on the tights, left my home and left my son in order to rebuild and reestablish the legacy, the tradition and the lineage and the prestige and respect of the NWA, I did it because I love this business and I love the fans because that's what I built this whole thing on. For him to say, I'm doing this based on politics, I'm doing this based on evidence, that venue sold out because people paid to see. He goes on to talk about St. Louis and the Chase. He says basically all these things people have paid to see him get beat. He built his legacy around the guys like Harley Race. He said,
even through the house, right.
Right. He said, essentially, if you look at like, you could try to write off any one of these big matches. Cody, he says, sure, people will say like, oh, Cody sold All In. He's like, whatever. They paid to see Cody beat me. Crockett Cup 2019. They wanted to see Marty beat me. He's saying, what are you going to say about the chase? I mean, he's just like, Trevor Murdoch was not even in the business a year before that, but they paid to see Trevor Murdoch beat me because that's what I do. I know how this business works. And I sacrifice. And essentially he's saying that William Patrick Corgan doesn't respect that and is not respecting him. And he says in this last quote, I'm not going to apologize for being good at my job and the impact I've had on the NWA and the industry. I'm a 35-year-old grown fucking man now, and I know my worth. My reaction to all this is good luck. I've got no problem against Tyrus. He sells a hell of a lot of books. I hope he's putting tickets to NWA 74 in them. Ultimately, the people will tell you in this business. I know the people in the NWA audience because it's my audience. I ain't going to apologize for that. He's trying to create an image. He's talking about Billy here, trying to create an image of me as though I was given something and I turned into a monster. No, I was given one of the most difficult tasks in the modern era of professional wrestling. They said, hey, WWE is a juggernaut beyond any comprehension and beyond what anybody predicted in our industry. New Japan, Ring of Honor, Red Hot, AEW's on the rise. And in the middle, I'm given the task of, hey, do you think you can get anybody to give a shit about the NWA? Yeah, I think I can. And I did. So that's just a little of what Nick said on that Busted Open Radio. If you have Sirius XM, you can go back on the app.
I don't want to discount him because a lot of what he said is accurate. And also, I wish I had his confidence because who knows where I'd be in life. And sometimes to be a success, you have to have a little bit of self-delusion. Nick Aldis is the worst case scenario of that because not only does he have a little self-delusion, but he's got a lot of history that backs up a lot what he says that just feeds into it even more. The man has been the most identifiable face of the National Wrestling Alliance next to William Patrick Corgan since the Lightning One era. He's not wrong about that. Now, whether or not you think Nick is the greatest thing on God's green earth or whatever you believe in is another question entirely. Nick seems to think that he is. And again, he has evidence to back it up. Do I think he sold out other companies' shows that sold out before any matches even were announced? I don't think so, but still, Nick is going to Nick. And at the end of the day, that has done nothing but work for him up until this point. So I guess until the day it stops working is the day where we can really just say, Nick Aldis, you need to just shut up. Because so far, Nick's a proven commodity. I get it. He was in the world title picture. He's been there. He's done that. And he was hoping to retain that and get the title back. But also, here's the thing that happens. We all have had bosses in our lives. You run your mouth, it's going to cost you at some point in time. Nick still works with the NWA. He's still a part of it. He's under contract. He's contractually obligated to be at NWA 74. But in what capacity? That's up to the boss. And the boss decided that the capacity that he was supposed to be in was not worth his time with what he was feeling and what he was putting out there. So lesson learned, hopefully. Tyrus, Trevor Murdoch, NWA 74. It's a hell of a match. Who's to say where Nick Aldis stands after that? But still, whether you love it or you hate it, Nick Aldis created this situation. It's all him. He's got to live with it.
I think you're mad he blocked you on Twitter. What do you think, Joe?
I was about to say, I want to ask Joe Galli about this a little bit because, Joe, you're a guy who's had your ups and downs with Nick Aldis in the past, especially the early seasons of NWA Power. You've seen what happens with Nick Aldis and, how, I don't know another way to put it than his ego, like where, but also like Kyle, you work a lot behind the scenes. So where do you stand on something like this? How do you look at it?
Well, let's take not a look at what he said or what they did to get to that point, but let's take a look at the reaction after the fact. Are people, burning the town down because Nick Aldis is no longer in the main event of NWA 74? Or are we selling more tickets? Is there more people talking about us now?
I don't know.
Is there more interest in this match? I would say that it's not even arguable. As Scott Steiner would say, the numbers don't lie. And we're going to sell out that building. And there's an awful lot of people that want to see Tyrus go up against Trevor Murdoch for that World Heavyweight Championship. And so perhaps, no matter what your thoughts are on Nick Aldis and what he's done for this company and the legacy that he has, if you just look at it strictly from the business perspective here, we're kind of just giving the people what they want. And maybe that wasn't even the intention of Billy Corgan at the time. or even now. But we're at this point where Nick's really put himself in this position. As Kyle said, you got the boss. It's an audience of one, really. But with all those other people that are paying to see this pay-per-view or buying tickets to go to the Chase, interest is now much higher with Tyrus in that position. You've got a guy who's sitting on a chair on a show that's getting 2 million viewers a night, saying he's going to be there and he's going to fight. Tyrus has already sold out a small venue where he's going to be performing basically a book signing and a comedy show. He's going to be at our Fan Fest. And, as soon as people knew that, Tyrus was going to be there and he was going to be signing books, those Fan Fest tickets are going real fast, and they're still going fast. If you want to go at the NWATIX.com to check those out. So at the end of the day, I think what we've got is an amazing opportunity here in the NWA for us to really be in front of a lot more eyeballs than maybe we wouldn't have been in the past. And maybe Nick Aldis, in the actions and the way that he's rubbed Billy the wrong way, has given us this opportunity. So that's another thing that if we want to have more quotes from Nick Aldis, it's another thing he could take credit for. Because if it wasn't for him and his bad attitude, we wouldn't be having this new main event and we wouldn't be selling all these tickets. So thank you, Nick. Thank you for continuing to do what you do with your giant ego and getting us to this point. And if you're going to be a champion, if you're going to be on top of the mountain, you need to have a little bit of that egotistical, that self-confidence in yourself, because you have to be your own best advocate. No one's been Nick Aldis's best advocate other than Nick Aldis. And so we're now in this incredible position that I didn't think anybody thought we were going to be at just a couple of weeks ago. And it's captured the attention and the imagination of so many wrestling fans out there, and also so many people who are not wrestling fans out there. It's real easy. I mean, just take a look at what we recently had, and Danny Dealz was in the building for it. If you want to put a building full of wrestling fans, that's very possible. There's plenty of them out there. The trick is to get the people who aren't anymore, or maybe haven't been ever, and trying to bring them into the fold and trying to see them what we're doing and what we have to offer in the NWA. And because of what Nick's done and putting Tyrus in that position in the main event, we've got a great chance for that. So thanks, Nick. That's all. Thank you. I'll shake his hand next time I see him.
Sandoval's hot in the chat. I'll tell you that.
Well, he's hot. He's concerned about the number one contender thing, and also asking the question: do you think it's the Fox News thing that makes Billy
true
so
though? I mean, Nicky Aldis went and did all that and got the number one contender. Got taken from him. He didn't lose it, so he could be mad about that. He's allowed to be mad about that. I understand that. I've been shafted a few times. Look at this. You think that is from nothing? That unsafe working environment.
I was just waiting for that bone to ossify in your neck so we could stop having that neck brace on there. But still,
hey, quit trying to use big words here, Kyle. All right. I don't know what ossify means.
I would say the Santa's asking about Fox News and the show. I mean, that's part of it, right? The TV title's been on Fox News in front of what was the 5 just had like 3 million people watching it the other day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think that had to have some influence with it. You have to look at it from a business perspective, but you also have to look at it, by hook or by crook. Tyrus has been a dominant television champion, and he's, according to him, won more than 7 matches. I think if we go back in the history books for as far as defenses of that television title, we might come up with a different number. But it doesn't mean that Idolmania Sports Management hasn't also been incredibly successful. And actually, they've got a really big night.
Best-selling author doesn't mean best-selling counter.
That's true. And being that, it's. I was going and scrolling through online, and I think according to the New York Times, he sold over 370,000 books. And that's a lot. That's a lot out there to be in the zeitgeist of the world, not just in professional wrestling, not just in television. So it's, like I said, it's opening the door to us getting a lot of people in there who could become lifelong fans of the entire sport of professional wrestling because of that match. It has to start somewhere with people, and it can start, and I believe it will start with thousands of people at NWA 74 with Tyrus in that match.
Why is everybody walking thesaurus tonight? Huh? Do I got to do something?
I have a family member who doesn't know wrestling. Couldn't care less. She's older. It's not her thing at all. But literally, I got a text from Tyrus one day when I was visiting in Connecticut, and she saw my phone, and she goes, Tyrus from Fox? She got so excited everything. I can guarantee she knows what the main event of NWA 74 is. Not because it's a wrestling show that her nephew is involved in, but because Tyrus made a comment on the air the other night. This man has the ability to get an entire audience to be aware of something, love it or hate it. It is something that is true. Let's see if it's for better or for worse.
I was literally having a conversation with someone the other day, and they were like, how did we get to like Tyrus and the number one contender? I was like, well, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, undefeated in the NWA, you know, so you can say all that. And there's the Fox News thing. But I was explaining to them that the other day, my in-laws literally were like, so tell us about how easy it is to get Fight TV and to watch NWA 74, because they're interested in Tyrus. They watch Gutfeld. That's what they care about. They love Gutfeld and Tyrus. They think Tyrus is one of the greatest things walking the planet right now. And so they're interested now in purchasing NWA 74. They want to watch it just for Tyrus versus Trevor Murdoch. So I can't argue with that fact.
I think they saw an ill-begotten promo. That's what it is. But I don't know any of this. I watch Pluto Television. I got the Glory Kickboxing channel.
Here's the truth. I'm not a Tyrus guy. I'm not at all. That's just me. But I am a Trevor Murdoch guy. And as much as you hear Nick Aldis say, like, oh, you wanted to see that match because even if you don't like me, you wanted to see Trevor Murdoch, blah, blah, blah. He's got one thing right. I want to see this match because I'm loving just Captain Badass version of Trevor Murdoch. And I can't wait to see him clothesline the hell out of Tyrus and beat the hell out of him on this pay-per-view. That's what I'm looking for.
Talking about
if you're either a Tyrus fan, you're like, I can't wait to see the man that's on the shows I love be in this main event. You don't have to be that guy either. You could be a Trevor Murdoch fan and be like, you know what I can't wait for? Him to beat the hell out of whoever's across the ring.
Kyle, I'm glad you said that.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Because despite all of this, one point I did want to make sure we got to is that I think Trevor Murdoch's unbeatable right now. And so it doesn't matter to me. Like, I love the idea of Tyrus just because I think Trevor Murdoch's going to be the one to knock Tyrus on his ass and pin him 1, 2, 3. I think Trevor Murdoch can beat Tyrus, and Tyrus is going to get a big time check in the middle of the ring. Like, he's going to find out he may not be the toughest man in the National Wrestling Alliance.
And the thing I love about that is all this buildup, 2 million viewers, everybody being like, oh, Tyrus, Tyrus, Tyrus. The day after, whenever the show's on the air, him having to explain how he got beat by Trevor Murdoch. That's what I'm pulling for. That's what I'm pulling for.
And, you know, to that point, Kyle, you also have to think that there are so many people out there that like Tyrus and watch Gutfeld. There's an awful lot of people who hate that stuff, and they probably don't like anybody who are on that particular cable network. And so they might pay money to watch their biggest star get his ass kicked by the dude from St. Louis who's holding the 10 pounds of gold. So it's opening up so many doors.
I'm just going to put this out there. There was a big show this weekend that a lot of people watched either because you wanted to see the greatest competition or you were just morbidly maybe wanted to see what could be a train wreck. People talk about things that stand out because they don't happen every day. Tyrus, Trevor Murdoch in a main event of a pay-per-view for a world title isn't something that happens every day. And the fact of the matter is that I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. I don't know if there's a stipulation. I don't know if there's going to be shenanigans. I don't know what the deal is. All I know is this main event could be something spectacular. This main event could be a squash. This main event could be a battle for the ages that leaves two men unable to walk away from the ring. I don't know what's going to happen. But the truth of the matter is I got to tune in to find out. And I'm going to have a front row seat. But the fact is you can too. Go to NWATix.com because tickets are going fast. Or go to Fight. You can get all access, $49.99 for the year, 6 shows, 6 pay-per-views. You get it all there. You get first run programming like NWA Power on Tuesday nights so you don't have to get that FOMO missing out on Tuesdays or anything like that. Needless to say, there's no reason why you're not on board with this and just see what happens. Live the life. Enjoy it.
Kyle, there's the only thing that's getting more love than the main event at NWA 74 is the fact that you have a microphone finally.
Yeah, everybody's really excited for your microphone. Even Dealz' dog likes it.
Yeah, he's into it.
It's like Kyle's finally got a mic.
I'd love to say that we did it for this, but there's a side gig that we'll have an announcement in the near future for. So,
Kyle, you could have just. Why'd you have to do that? Just be like, I did it for you guys.
Because I don't want to lie. I feel like the truth of the matter is that it's the honest takes that get people to tune in, and we don't lie to you. We don't insult your intelligence, and I'm not gonna all of a sudden BS you. Kyle only got the mic for iRacing. I don't know what iRacing even is. See, I'm not cool. I'm not with it. I'm not up on it. Now I got to Google it. And I hope you're not sending me to some weird link that's going to put weird stuff on my computer.
Well, I want to talk about the main event all day long, but there's still a few more news items I think we should hit on before we wrap this thing up tonight. So I'm going to play an ad about the gathering in Charlotte real quick. That's going on. So if you haven't seen that, a lot of our folks in the NWA are going to be there. That's this next weekend, and that's going to be exciting. And when we get back, we're going to tell you about some other breaking news in the NWA. Medusa had a big announcement this past week. There's lots of stuff coming on.
When he's dragging your old carcass around everywhere he goes. Whoa! Ricky, you're about 30 years too late for this fight.
That's tmartinpromotions.com. And I can't tell you enough how much fun I had last year at the gathering. I thought it was a blast. I know a lot of you guys are probably used to like wrestling conventions and that sort of thing, but it was a lot of fun walking around. I spent a lot of time talking to like Wahoo McDaniel's wife and meeting like members of the Midnight Express. And like, it was just a lot of fun. Baby Doll was there. So that was my first look at her and her daughter, Samantha Starr, like in the ring, and Action Mike Jackson, who we've seen on the NWA this past season. He was in action there. And so you got, how about Rachel Ellering challenging for the NWA Women's Championship? You got Colby Carino and George South taking on the Mortons. And Nick Aldis versus Tom Latimer. That's some cool stuff happening at the gathering this next Saturday. So check that out if you're in the Charlotte area or the Carolinas.
Great. I love it when NWA talent is able to spread their wings and help this brand across various promotions. When people want to do business with us the right way, we are more than happy to do business with them. Ooh, what was that? That was shade.
You guys didn't talk about when the Old Begotten went and beat up them brothers and took their beer in Knoxville last week. Huh? Now, where was that news site on here? I think I even sent you a video, Garrison.
I can only keep track of Alex Taylor with a beer so often because it seems to be every minute of his life. So,
well, we won their belts and we traded them back for beer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that is.
You know what, Dealz? I think now's the perfect time, now that you're talking, to bring up Medusa's major announcement.
Oh, good Christ,
Kyle! I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's jump over to Power from this past week.
Joining me at this time are Medusa and Allison Kay. Ladies, I understand you're here to make a very special announcement.
I am the co-managing director of the NWA USA, and it is my distinct honor to announce the first ever NWA Women's TV title.
Wow, that's incredible. Allison, what do you think this means to the incredible women of the NWA?
You know what? The NWA Women's Division, the competition here, it is hot. It is sizzling. It is only getting hotter. And I feel like this is really just going to kick it up a notch. You know, it's already so competitive. I can't wait to see what this brings out in everyone. I'm a little heck-cited, if you will. And honestly, I feel like Billy just created a new championship for me to add to my resume. That is so generous. Medusa, are you going to be competing for that?
Well, you never know, I guess. Ladies, this is incredible news. Thank you so much. I am so excited.
Do not kill the messenger.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies. Can't wait to see what happens next.
I can only assume that last comment from Medusa revolves around another title being added. Obviously, we got the U.S. tag titles coming back, and then now the women's TV title is apparently a part of this. But I know Dealz is not going to be happy with anything that Medusa suggests.
Because he can't run. He's not in contention for the women's TV title. That's really his jealousy.
I will be in contention for the NWA USA GM, so let's not even worry about that. And nobody cares what Medusa's doing. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the women's TV title right now. And
after Medusa was on this program, and we tried to get her to either talk about a comeback or make it a title run or something. It seems every time somebody talks to Medusa now, somehow, some way, she's like, no comment. She's holding her cards very close to her sleeve. I think there's something else going on with Medusa.
Polio Del Mar.
That's correct, Polio. This is a serious injury.
Still got that gizzard wrapped up.
Polio's hair looks amazing in that photo that just popped up there.
Oh yeah,
Look at that.
Great.
Woo.
And she
looks like David Bowie from Labyrinth, right? Anyone else see that?
Love David Bowie from Labyrinth.
That's Bowie and Labyrinth right there.
Take that Excellent. The chat says,
although that is one of those movies where as you watch it when you're older, you get a lot of subtext where you're like, wait a second, how old is Jared?
Yeah.
I love we all care about Medusa, you smelly hobbit from Maxwell.
Is he the smelly hobbit?
I don't think his feet are that big.
Yeah, they're not that big.
You don't smoke out of the big pipe. Don't they have the long pipes that they smoke out of?
Yeah, no.
What a great euphemism. He doesn't smoke out of the
big pipe. When I tell you a story, I don't do it singing. Because there's a lot of
Eric may be making the most important point, saying when it comes to Medusa versus Dealz, I have yet to get a promo code for merch for Medusa.
That's right, Eric.
I also was told, on Dealz, I'm just going to blow up your spot here, that you said that you're going to spite the fans and not give them a promo code tonight because of Medusa. That she cost them a promo code.
I didn't say
I haven't seen it across the screen. What other reason could there be for it?
Your dog's like telling you do the promo code.
I want to pet that puppy so bad, to be honest.
I know.
That is what a good puppy.
Beautiful puppy.
He's crazy.
Well, Dealz, you got to get your ill begotten boys in there. But you guys may know more about this than me. I don't think that there's any history with it. But Patrick in the chat asking, is there a history/legacy to the new title? I think this is a brand new.
No.
Yeah, like a brand new invention here for the National Wrestling Alliance.
Which new title are we talking about? The U.S. Tag Team titles that will be debuting at 70.
Yeah, the U.S.
This is
has a long legacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about the women's television title.
The great thing about legacy is you can create a legacy at any moment. You just need to start it, and that first step is what will build.
And in fact, there's a new green T-shirt that says "Legacy" on it at the shop. Did you show? Did you at least show the link? Garrison?
Well, I mean, I can. Absolutely. Look at
Does
that.
that
There you go.
Look at that.
National Wrestling Alliance
like the GIF is trying to get you to buy those two T-shirts in a very lustful manner.
It does look that way. And definitely check out nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. Somebody was praising you earlier on for a discount code and let them get the 10 pounds of gold DVDs. And
that's not on all access. And I'm probably down to like under 30 of them. 6-0 Fizzle. Look at that shirt. That old
Came with sleeves, but you could excise those sleeves.
Those are actually almost gone though too. I may have to bundle bag them or something.
Joe, that shirt's not from the shop, right?
This is not from the shop. This was a gift from the Universal Heartthrob Austin Idol, and I wore it chiefly because just think about the role that his entire crew is sort of on at this point right now. Now with Tyrus being thrown into that main event picture, could potentially, if he's victorious at NWA 74, be a double champion. And I think Austin Idol has to get some credit for that, as much as I know Velvet is just wanting to stab me with a rusty fishing knife at this point for saying that. But look at what he's been able to accomplish with this team. And it wouldn't be surprising if you start seeing really big things with Gold Rush now, if you could focus on them as well. So
Austin's a genius, right?
Yeah. As annoying as he is.
Yeah. I actually have like a cheap horror T-shirt on. I got off the internet.
See, I've been working to at least make something, some of the shirts be related to NWA, just because I got so much crap last time. So I'm wearing the Pro Wrestling is Fixed shirt, not in the shop, but available from Wrecking Ball and Kursky.
And, and I just want to put it out there that I wish Jay Bradley is best on healing from his elephantitis.
I had the NWA inverted tee, which is still available also in limited sizes, but some coffee got spilled on it shortly before.
If you guys didn't see, this is worth showing. If you guys didn't see NWA USA this past week, the Fixers had a Surge USA episode go on. I'll show you a clip real quick.
Welcome to a special edition of USA Surge with the Fixers! I'm Wrecking Ball and Kursky. Unfortunately, the boss, Jason Bradley, he's still out. He's got the elephantitis of the inner thigh, and unfortunately, he's laid up on the bed. He's taking the special fixer cream. He's not gonna be here. But I got some good news for you. We are with the NWA's fastest rising star, Mercado!
My name is Mercurio, but you look like you get hit in the head a lot with a bowl and a ball of face. So I let it slide for now. Here I am.
Velvet Sky and Angelina Love. So, I got a question for you guys, okay? So, why beautiful? Why people? Why beautiful people?
Because we are beautiful people, as you can see, right?
Clearly. I mean, we have beautiful and we're people, so we figured that was like pretty easy to put together.
You're right. You do look a little angry.
Speaking a little, I want to know, when you wrestle, do you need to use a trampolini to get in the ring?
Because he's short.
This guy right here looks like he fits inside of your pocket. That's pretty cool. You can take him anywhere.
Meet the Fixers and this Australian guy. Hey, we got Natalia Markova and Taryn Terrell. I got a really deep, personal, thoughtful question for you guys. Are you guys able to answer?
Oh yeah, we're always on.
Yeah, definitely.
Why aren't you guys called the beautiful people?
I mean, because it is obvious that we are beautiful people.
We don't have to tell people.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what I love about those things is I think it's really admirable that the Fixers are learning how to edit and produce and get their own content on there. They're doing their graphics work. Those boys, let me tell you, one day are going to have the most highly produced spectacle you've ever seen. Until then,
by the way,
Comic
on that
Sans.
show, Freeman lost again. I even have Plunky out there as a coach. So tomorrow, we're going to have Team War with the Serial Crew, and that's Freeman's last shot. If he loses, he's out. That's it.
Wait, if he loses, he's out? Hold on. You're going to start kicking people out of the ill-begotten? You've already done it one time with Yuma.
Yeah, we put him on waivers. Get him out of here. He wasn't good enough.
Dealz,
We're trying to make the playoffs, Daddy.
Maybe
You know what I'm
you
saying?
should be trying to get new people into the group and not kicking people out
You
of
got
the
to
group.
get rid of the dead weight sometime. But this one's on Plunky because he's a good guy. Let me talk to him. I was like, all right, but you do your thing. So, we'll see. But I think he's terrible. And like I said before, the rats he brings are threes tops, like a hard three. And I don't know how many times he's brought O'Doul's instead of beer, or he'll bring like Bang Energy, thinking it's like them Blue Claws or whatever the hell they're called. Like, he's a goof. Get him out of here. Tell him, Joey G.
I think Rush Freeman actually shows a lot of potential. I mean,
Oh,
look, I think you're giving up like the tallest and perhaps the strongest member of your team is kind
Nah,
of cool,
AT's the strongest member and Plunkett's the tallest. So what are we talking about? And I'm the smartest.
I don't know that that's accurate, Dealz, but
It's totally accurate. What's the matter with you?
every day that Joe Galli still shows up for this live stream, I'm impressed because he sometimes just by the end he seems like he is just done.
Every now and then you can see his Emmy in the background crying.
I was just thinking, you got Rolando is in the picture now. I mean, that's the older brother. I don't know if
Tattoo. There you're talking about.
Yeah.
From Fantasy Island. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
no,
we got it.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I don't know how old everybody is. I mean, I made that reference the other day. Somebody looked at me like I was insane.
Well, I don't know that adding Fantasy Island to it was going to help.
No, but Ricardo Montalban was the boss. Remember, he was a pimp. Hello. You don't remember? No?
I know. He was Khan in Star Trek.
Yeah, he was Khan. That's right.
Danny just brought up tomorrow night NWA Power, a packed show on there. Team War is going to be going on. I don't know if you've gotten the updated email with the graphics on it yet.
What? Look at this guy. He's ready to go.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I'm wearing my red suit because I look better in red than old Cindy Mini Count Chocula over there. I look better than him in red.
My big question is, Team War, are we going to see you in the match? Are you and Sinister Minister in the match? Or are you just happen to be like the brains of the operations?
I'm the brains of the operation, just like Count Chocula is on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still on the injured list. I'm sure you've seen it. I have been upgraded to questionable, but not quite,
I envy your ability to stay dressed to the nines when you have that injury. You still have the tie and everything, so that's good.
Well, you got to be ready,
Yeah.
You got to look right. Don't I look better in red than Cindy Mini? Let's take a poll. Who looks better in red? Deal Machine, Dealz, Triple D, Daniel Double Dealz, all that goodness, or Count Chocula, Cindy Mini, Sinister Minister, Jimmy Mitchell? I think I do.
Oh, I don't know. Axel's feeling like the miserably faithful are going to take this one.
He doesn't like me. He's got Medusa posters on his wall.
Oh, I see. I mean, who can blame him? But
he
all
does.
right.
If I talk bad about Medusa, that brother comes after me.
How about this matchup tomorrow night? It's going to take place. Scion with Austin Idol is going to be taking
why is
on
brother
Rodney
smiling like
Mack.
that? That's kind of creepy, isn't it?
With Aaron Stevens in his corner. I like this. Aaron Stevens been hanging out with some select folks lately. That's kind of interesting.
I like that he's got the disco collar going. Yeah.
Guys, did I not hear that this might have implications for the national title as well? I just feel like I did, but I guess we'll wait and see.
No, don't believe stuff you read on the bathroom wall.
Okay. All right.
That is how Danny Dealz gets a lot of phone calls, though.
I do.
Well, he
That's
may
the
be
hot
the number one contender for the world's heavyweight title, but Tyrus also is still the TV champion. And according to my math, this would actually make the lucky number 7 for Tyrus. He's got to defend the TV title against Odinson.
That's the brother that eats spray paint.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Look at old G's looking smooth back there.
He does look good. G's Church's Money Enterprises been escorting Tyrus a lot more lately, so that's interesting to see.
And of course, this match could have repercussions in its own right, because we've been talking about how Tyrus is on such a winning streak and unbeatable and all these other things. If he can't get past Odinson, though, this could be an emotional train wreck for him going into NWA 74 in that world title.
Well, then would Odinson be the brother in the match, or would it still be Tyrus?
No, it's Tyrus has the shot, but I mean, hell, you never know. Billy just likes to, sometimes in the moment, that's what happens when you're a boss. You get to make things happen when you want to. So
yeah, he likes
really, this match could have implications for NWA 74.
Yeah. Pollo said your math is terrible.
I know what Pollo said, but I'm telling you, it's the only thing I've got in my life besides my family is to keep up with this stuff. And anyway, I'm just saying. But Axel hoping Odinson will lose. I think you mean Tyrus. But Nathan saying Odinson might take this. It's a powerful dude. Odinson is a beast of a man. So if anybody can do it,
I mean, he spray paint for Christ's
sake. Might be the guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's that. We could collect your thoughts and decide if there's any other things you guys want to add before we wrap this thing up. But I'm not going to leave these people without a moment of Sal for their week to start off here on a Monday night.
Let's get.
All right. Well, there was your moment of Sal.
That man's responsible for children, by the way. I just want to
Yeah,
let you know.
and Gary and Will like to hang out with that brother in the boiler room or wherever they are.
For the record, there really was just a box that said hopes and dreams on it in that room. And
I don't believe it.
I don't know.
No, I believe it. That penmanship is not Salvernaro's. I know that much. He does like weird scribbly things now with symbols. It's weird.
That's true. It only writes backwards.
Guys.
Yeah. But
might as well be a cryptid. Dude is legit off his rocker. Yeah,
That's a good point, Nathan.
As somebody who was very, very close with him, I could tell you that things have changed. Don't drink blood.
Any words about
blood? Didn't I tell him?
Invitational. I think we're just
about to bring that up, Gary. Come on, man.
Okay, you're right. You're right, Joe. I'm sorry. Yes, let's not. And I didn't mean that as passive as I sounded. Like it is important. The Burke Invitational is coming up on August 27th, night number 1, and the winner will receive, besides that beautiful trophy, an NWA World Women's Championship title shot on night 2 of NWA 74.
Is Chelsea going to have a chance to defend her cup?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Danny. We haven't yet seen who's going to enter that tournament.
I mean, I do know that those contestants will be announced in the coming days. We're going to have a little bit of a rollout there, so stay tuned to NWA social media to find out who will be taking part in that, as well as the NWA USA Tag Team Gauntlet match, which is right there. Look at that beautiful logo right there. 10 teams will be competing. The United States Tag Team Championship is making a comeback. The Legacy is making a return to the modern era. And which team is going to be the first Lightning One era NWA United States Tag Team Champions? There's only one way to find out. That's the tune of NWA 74. In fact, should we give away what one of these teams possibly could be right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Gary, I don't
Breaking
know if
news.
you were emotionally prepared to have this popped up there. Were you?
No, I wasn't. Did we get the updated
show prep, baby? Yeah.
No.
I'm just going to give you a spoiler. I'm going to give you a spoiler. I'm going to give you one team, and we're gonna put this on social media. Just one team, and because I don't want to hear it anymore.
What is Joe doing?
He's concerned about what this could be.
Because someone's got to produce.
Well, wait a minute. How was I supposed to have that? As of the start of the show, I didn't have that graphic, so I didn't plan on it.
The Ill-Begotten will be one of the 10 teams in the NWA.
Say, that's the one that got released on accident.
You see, you like how the buildup was, and then it's like, oh, the Ill-Begotten.
Yeah.
But listen, this is members of the Ill-Begotten will it
live
be?
Stream can be privy
we've
to.
been gifted the titles. That's
it was accidentally dropped. Yes, Danny Dealz. It was
a
accidentally
screenshot
dropped. But you screenshotted it.
I did.
But
the
share a graphic?
The night
I
was
actually have
wrong
a graphic
on the
for it
graphic
right here. If I could share this,
I screenshot it, sent it to the boys, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" They thought I made it up. They're like, "It's not there." I said, "Oh."
I like how Joe's just like, "This is oh my god!" There's a weird ceramic cat dancing next to Joe's cat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I have missed something, and I don't know. But anyway, the Ill-Begotten.
He's sleeping.
Oh yeah, there it is. Well, this happened before the show, so it is technically my fault, but I didn't see it in time.
Can I share a graphic on here without things getting really weird?
Yes.
I don't
Share.
know. Will it let you share your
for
screen?
my cat.
Share.
Do it for my cat.
Do it, yeah.
Share
Do it for
screen.
my dog. He's excited about it.
Oh man, I hope it doesn't share the wrong screen.
You know what? Doesn't
We
matter,
don't wanna
brother.
see your
I got
pride.
it right now.
No,
Look at
minimize
that.
that.
Boom!
Yeah.
There you go.
That was what I was trying to share.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we got it.
Yeah, buddy.
Boom.
There it is.
There it
10-team
is.
Battle Royal, August 28th, night
The
number
winners,
2, the United
right?
States Tag Team Championships. The Ill-Begotten with Danny Dealz are entering. You got that news here first, right here on the live stream.
we've won the contest, right? We're the champions. That's what that graphic says.
No. You still have another 9 teams that they're going to have to go through, which is why I wouldn't get too excited right now.
Oh, I thought this was saying that we won the sweepstakes.
Yeah.
And we're the champions. It's kind of false
No.
advertising.
No,
But that's all right.
no,
We'll win anyway.
All right. Well, for all of you, I kept seeing all of this stuff about like, why is there the U.S. tag team titles? There's not enough teams. Besides all the points we've made before about the NWA, it's as Doc used to always say, a meta promotion. There's teams always in and out. There's wrestlers always in and out from all over the world, all the time. There's a 10-team battle royal right here.
And I can tell you that there will be some faces in that 10-team battle royal that do not currently have NWA contracts or have been on NWA programming as of yet. So keep an eye on that. I just thought we'll start soft. We'll make Dealz happy. We'll do Ill-Begotten. But the rest, breaking news over the next 2 weeks, you will find out who not only will be in the NWA USA Tag Team Battle Royal, but also who will be in the Burke Invitational as well. So again, NWA social media, keep a lookout for that. Keep on coming back. Little teasers there, little drops. I just heard that Hershey's might not have enough chocolate for Halloween.
IB girls section,
so we're going to put the sweets out there for you. That sweet information.
Well, Poyo Del Mar's in the chat. Maybe you can talk to Poyo. You can figure this out. But yeah, that's a big thing.
Dodie over here must be reading my emails. I'm just going to leave it at that. Dodie, look at you. It's crazy.
Oh. Interesting. Team Ambition. Bob Orton's a wrestling. Yeah, that's pretty good, Dodie. You should stay tuned, I would say.
No.
All right. And just real quick, while we're talking about it, just throwing it in there. Don't forget the other announced events that are happening. I mean, another announced matches.
Get the tables.
Bully Ray versus Mike Knox. Another reason to visit NWATix.com. And don't forget, of course, about the main event of night 2, Trevor Murdoch versus Tyrus for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Also at NWATix.com, you can get those tickets to the Fan Fest on August 27th and 28th. You want to be a part of that because there's great stuff happening there. More names to be announced, but so far we know on night 1, Baby Doll is going to be there, which is cool as hell. And Barry Windham, the former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, Barry Windham, is going to be available for you to meet and greet at NWA Fan Fest.
He'll be there. He won't even be camouflaged. You won't even have to stalk him. He'll just be there. Barry Windham, night 1, appearing at the Fan Fest.
And of course, on night 2, JJ Dillon.
What a genius.
Yeah, that guy's going to be there.
Yeah.
And then don't forget about the tickets available for Nashville, August 29th, 30th, and 31st. You can be there at Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to be recording NWA Power, NWA USA, all of those things. And Ricky Steamboat is going to be there. And that's going to be awesome. What else, guys? Anything else before we wrap this baby up?
I mean, no, I'm just waiting. Every day I'm finding out new information about NWA 74. The show keeps on building, getting bigger. We got 2 nights packed full of action, and then the fallout that'll be happening at TV right after that. All I know is I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I know it's going to be a whirlwind ride, and I hope Danny Dealz. I hope Danny Dealz learns that the ill-begotten, sometimes learning through experience is better than always winning.
Yeah, I wish you guys luck, Danny. That's going to be good.
Yeah. How's that grab your ass?
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Joe, you got anything else for us, or you're like, I got to get back to my wife?
No, this is a very exciting episode that we've had here today, and I'm very excited for not only NWA Power this coming Tuesday, but I mean, tickets are going fast for NWA 74. So if you're in St. Louis or you're thinking of traveling to St. Louis, you're going to want to get those tickets now.
And we're only at the tip of the iceberg for what's going to be happening at NWA 74. I mean, of course, yeah, it's this is
someone needs to call HR after this call.
I feel
I'm
uncomfortable.
Hey, you know what though? I've heard Gary.
And right at that, you said that, and then whoever this is popped up in the chat.
Yeah,
like immediately,
brother.
just like dropping them.
Just remember, your phones are always listening.
Yes, absolutely.
So thanks for getting
Oh,
the
he just got a
sexy
Charlie
AI
voice in
on
my
us.
leg when we were doing that. Oh, I'm in pain.
Oh, also,
Kyle unleashed
next
the
week,
sexy AI.
next week on the show, because the deal machine never stops working, never stops cutting deals. Next week, it might get magic around here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there you
yeah.
go. It might be magical.
You mean your
that's a
neck's finally
tease.
going to heal? Your neck's finally going to heal?
And ossification is when the bone solidifies, by the way, which means you'd have stability of your of your neck.
Photosynthesis. There's my big
that's
word for the day.
and chlorophyll. And okay, I feel like Danny, you'd be more of a chloroform guy than a chlorophyll guy.
Oh,
Yes.
Wild Arms may be on to something. Stay tuned for next week.
It's like, this guy date rapes. Here's your chloroform.
Well, it's a good thing this only appears on NWA Extras
Oh my
YouTube
God.
channel.
I watched the Black Phone the other day, and there's chloroform. in it,
Kyle
so
After
that's just
Dark.
in my head.
Dear
I know.
NWA Human Resources.
Kyle After Dark. Kyle's drinking again.
Who do you think would be Joe? Are you human resources or am I?
I think I'm Human Resources.
Send it to me. I'll take care of it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Also, I
anymore.
saw Nope the other night, and it's an entertaining little movie there with some twists and turns. If you're a fan of Jaws, you might like it.
Oh, I am
good.
a fan of Jaws.
I
My favorite
recommend it.
movie.
It's worth a watch.
Poyo says Nope is terrible. So
Oh, come on.
Wild Arms says Tim.
Oh my God, Tim
is
Storm
HR.
should be HR. Yes.
Oh my
He's
God,
a
that actually
thug.
makes a lot of sense.
Tim Storm
Oh,
is
that
a
makes
thug.
sense.
He's a complete thug.
Well, Danny, when you become the new GM for NWA USA, you can appoint a human resources officer.
That's right. I think somebody like Alex Taylor would be perfect for it.
Oh,
boy.
all right. Well,
Or
the only way to
brother. What's his name? Dango. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Dirty, sexy boys are in charge of HR.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
JT
Yeah.
Jizzle and Dango.
That makes sense. All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for Kyle and Joe and Danny Dealz. We appreciate it. We missed you, Will, tonight. Thanks for popping in the chat, all you guys.
Wait,
Appreciate
Will's
you
still with us. The way I just did that was like, I was like, Will, you'll be remembered. Like he
He
doesn't
said,
exist
Will's not
anymore.
dead. Will
He
just
gave
had to
the
get his
Sammy
kids
Sosa
ready for the
music.
first day of school tomorrow. So he couldn't join me. And then Poyo, we should talk to Paul Pratt. You're right. Sometime we should have Paul on. And next week we'll have another special guest, a magical guest that Wild Arms may be on with. Make sure you follow youtube.com/NWA Extra. That is where these videos will appear and much more to
That's
come.
Kyle After Dark.
That's where I'm sure Kyle After Dark will have to go. But also twitch.tv/This Is The NWA. By the way, if you don't know this already, I guess this is a good enough time as any to tell you. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription for Twitch to any channel that you want to, and it just throws like $5 at them every month.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and you can do that. Twitch.tv/This Is The NWA. If you want to use some of that Bezos money, I'm sure that the National Wrestling Alliance could use it. Have Jeff Bezos be a contributor to the NWA. That's
I
what you should
technically used to work for Jeff Bezos.
Oh yeah, Whole Foods
That's
and
true.
Amazon. Yeah.
Is that the only thing we're missing? Is a billionaire?
Yeah, I only work
I guess
for
that's
people
100%.
that have no hair that are very successful at what they do.
I like that.
Eventually, you'll work for yourself. See, there you go.
Aw, I hope one day I'm that successful. Joe Galli, guys, is like a little motivational person where you're like, man, they look in the mirror and your reality hits you, and then Joe pops up and he goes, "Hey, man, life's not all bad." And you're like, you know what? Thanks, guy. And
Joe
then he'll
Galli
make some
is
smart
just-
ass comment,
And
he'll
then
be
I'm like, "Here's
"Wow,
your
that guy's
chloroform."
Just remember,
that's exactly what I'd expect from somebody with that perfect voice and hairline. He will also chloroform you.
I think
and
we
I don't wanna
know
take this
a little
further.
extra ingredient that's going to be in the food stuff that Gary mentions right at the end of this podcast.
Oh yeah, that. So thanks everybody for being here. We're gonna see you next week. Make sure to watch NWA Power tomorrow night at 6:05, only on Fight TV. You got to check it out.
Team
And until
War.
then, it's Team War, and you guys enjoy your gravy cake.